Woo! Morning motivators. Just finishing up Sunday run day fun day with the new crew. It's good, love it. So there's one runner in our group getting back into running after a few years, and we were talking today about how can we make that transition into running easier. Well, I've got a number of critical run skills that whether you're getting into running for the first time or you're picking it back up, this is going to make you less prone to injury. It's going to make running just feel smoother, less clunky, so you're not nearly as sore, and make you a little more snappy and fast. All right, showered and smelling a little bit better now. These 5 run skills are technique-based and ability-based. We're gonna tell you how to do them, and if you can do all of these, it's going to make your running so much easier. So let's start from the ground and work our way up to a really good running stride. First running technique that we have to get is figuring out how to land under our center of gravity. When you start running, most people, because all of a sudden they have a whole bunch of cushioning under their shoes, are going to want to use that cushioning to take some of the blow away. But what happens is people will run and land out front of their center of gravity, putting the brakes on. This is going to slow you down, and that putting the brakes on is going to transfer all of that shock, like 7 times our body weight, all the way up our body. So this is where we're going to start getting a whole lot of injuries, and things are really not going to feel very good. So we want to land directly under our center of gravity, like right under our hips. It doesn't matter if you're landing on your toe, your midfoot, or your heel, as long as it's under you. There have been a lot of studies showing that it's actually more efficient for slower runners, like all of us are, slower than a 6-minute mile, to actually land on your heel as long as it's under your center of gravity. So how you can do this is by bouncing up and down, and you're always going to land directly underneath you. And then starting with butt kicks and then lean forward. How you can learn how to do this really well is on all of your runs. Every 3 minutes, 5 minutes, just stop, bounce up and down, kick your butt a little bit, lean forward, so you keep re-ingraining that feeling of landing under your center of gravity. The next skill is very related to that, but it's not necessarily apparent if you aren't told it. And it is a forward lean from the ankles. Again, what a lot of people end up doing when they start running is they lean forward, and they're trying to get that forward lean to get the body pulling them forward. But when you go like this and you hunch over, you get really slouchy. You get a little bit of hip pain, and you're not really using your center of gravity to pull you forward because you're sticking your butt out, so it's equal parts behind and in front of you. So how you can practice this is, by the same butt kicks and then leaning forward, but you want to think about leaning forward as if it's like the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Like your entire body is one solid unit that's leaning forward from the ankles. Running is really just a controlled fall forwards. So again, you want to do the butt kicks, and then when you start leaning forward, it's not leaning forward in the upper body, it's leaning forward from the ankles. So do this 3 to 5 minutes, stop, re-ingrain the muscle pattern, but start very slowly. Don't think that you're going to do this right away, because it's going to put a lot of stress on your Achilles and your calf. So do this with shorter runs, starting with 15, 20-minute runs, gradually building up the amount of time that you're focusing on landing under your center of gravity. Otherwise, you're gonna rip your lower legs apart. You wanna ease into it so that you don't get injured. The next thing that we have to learn how to do is learn how to run straight forward. What a lot of new runners do is related to that kind of hunched over sort of movement is a very wiggly side to side kind of movement. Now you see a lot of runners that they might point everything this way, cross over, they might kind of move across their body with their hands, they might scrunch and move their shoulders, but really what we want to do is put all of our energy going dead straight and forward. All of this side to side cross body movement, it's putting energy that way, putting energy that way. When you land, it'll put energy that way. It'll put energy into your knee that way, all causing injury, all making you put more energy into actually going forward, so you're getting slower, and because of all this energy leakage that's going out to the side, really hard for your body to stabilize. So there's a couple things you can do. One is we'll link to a video at the end of this video that has all of the strength training that runners can do to be really nice and stable. But more than anything, it is just thinking that all of your body is largely straight with just small, subtle movements. So this means that you're keeping your pelvis pointing forward, not going this way and that way. And if the pelvis and core is pointing forward with this forward lean, then it takes a lot smaller movements with the rest of your body to get yourself moving only in a forward direction. And then a positioning cue that you can use once you have those hips just facing forward is to have your elbows at a nice relaxed level, kind of a 90-degree level. If you just think about where they would be if you were standing relaxed, you want to move forward in a relaxed motion, not punching, not moving like this, just gradually having a small little cadence. And that small little cadence is driven by the shoulder, not the arms themselves. The arms, that's going to take a lot of energy, but a small little movement driven by the shoulder, that's going to connect the shoulder and the torso to that nice stable core that you've developed in the pelvis. The fourth skill that you've got to develop, this is where it starts getting fun. This is the neuromuscular speed. This is what a lot of people don't ever end up developing. As we get older, we lose that ability to really turn it on and move quickly. But this is super important. However, it's really hard for us to do because we spend most of our days fairly sedentary. Even if we are active, most people aren't moving really snappy and quick. So to unlock that quick turnover, which then makes your steady state a lot faster, you should go and do wind sprints. So what you want to do in this case is first make sure that you can run well. And by running well, this means being able to go for a 30-minute run without stopping. If you've been able to do that and you followed the land under your center of gravity, lean forward a little bit, keep that pelvis nice and straight, just have a nice relaxed upper body that isn't moving a whole lot, then you can try to unleash your neuromuscular speed by going and doing 40-meter sprints, 60-meter sprints, really fast, explosive stuff. And when you're doing this, think, how much can you lift your knee? How far back can you push? How big of a stride can you have? How much can you launch off the ground and push yourself forward with every single stride? If you're doing that, you're going to recruit a whole bunch of muscle groups that you aren't using. If you're doing it quickly, you're going to make a big connection between the brain and the muscles. And all of your steady state running is going to be a lot easier. I actually did this for just a couple of months in between 1 year where I ran a 154 half marathon and a 132 half marathon. And really the only difference were about a half a dozen workouts where I went to a soccer field and I did these really fast efforts because it made everything seem so much easier. The fifth skill that you need to develop is the exact opposite of that, and I've talked about that a huge amount, is being able to run at a low effort level. This is going to be really tough to do at the start, but if you've done all of the technique running, then you've unlocked the neuromuscular ability to actually move fast, then you have to build the aerobic base, the ability to run at a low effort level, keeping your heart rate low so that you can access your aerobic system, your easy energy system, access a lot of fat as fuel, and you do this by running at a low intensity level. You can use zone calculators like what we've got at mymotive.com/HR training, and you are running at your zone 2 pace or lower. This is going to be really, really hard at the start, and you're going to want to stop. You are going to want to forget about it and run faster. You might have to walk. This is all okay. The goal here is to teach your body to be able to use its low aerobic energy system. And this is going to result in you being able to run faster at a lower effort level because you're using your entire system, your entire energy system, not just working on one cylinder as opposed to all 6. And frankly, those other 5 cylinders are a heck of a lot more efficient. So when you start out, it's going to be very difficult. You might only be able to run 20 minutes of a 60-minute run at a pace that you are comfortable at running. Still, bring it down to that lower heart rate, a shuffle. It might also make it almost impossible to run. It's okay. Go and do a hike at a more intense hiking kind of effort, like a fast walk. It's all doing the same thing to your physiology. It's making your body more adept at actually going at that low intensity exercise. It doesn't matter what pace you're doing as long as you're building up the amount of time that you spend at that low heart rate level. So with those 5 run skills, that is the basis for running smoothly, for running injury-free, for running fast, and for running long. Develop all of those 5 things and you're going to be a better runner than you ever expected. If you want to know how to put this into an overall plan, you can use our training app that is free for 14 days at app.mymotive.com. Try it out, and we have triathlon plans, duathlon plans, run training plans, all for a flat rate of $57 a month if you end up deciding to stick around. So app.mymotive.com, and you can get all of your daily training, your strength training, your yoga training, your run training, and whatever training you are doing for whatever endurance race you want. With all of that said, if you found any of this helpful, hit the like button below and make sure you're subscribed because we put out videos twice a week. Later, motivators.